Hey guys, how's it going? So today is, I forgot to say welcome to Shalom Aleichem. I was about to say today is Shalom Aleichem. Today is Shalom Aleichem video day. And today I'm going to be talking about childhood anxieties. When I was a little girl, I had so many anxieties, so many fears, and I had severe anxiety all throughout childhood. So you can imagine how many OCD and anxiety fears got rolled up into this mind and stuck there for quite some time for some of these fears. And in the moment, they were terrifying, but now looking back, I think they're pretty funny. I would like to just clarify, I was not diagnosed with OCD as a child. Looking back, a lot of my anxiety seemed like OCD, although a lot of it was also a generalized anxiety disorder, which I was diagnosed with when I was 12. But yeah, that was just a little disclaimer. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, so the worst weird childhood fear I had was the fear of getting a moth in my ear, or any bug in my ear really, but specifically a moth and bees too, I think. So whenever I was walking through an area where I could see that there are bugs around, or even like a cluster of flies or something, I would get so paranoid that there were bugs in my ear. It's like, I can feel them, I can feel them. But really there were never any bugs in my ear. But then for that, I would usually do a sort of compulsion where I would listen very intently to see if I could hear the sound of like wings flapping or like bugs buzzing, and I would like think like, oh, I heard that. That was a bug in my ear. Then I was like, there's never a bug in my ear. And I also used to shake my head to like hear if there was anything rattling in there, if anything would get agitated, and I would like shake it like I was getting water out of my ear, like. It's so strange, but you know what? That's childhood. My second childhood anxiety, which I remember having like all throughout my childhood, was the fear of getting electrocuted. Now the funny thing about childhood anxieties, especially for me, was that they often start with like logical parental advice. Like if you're plugging something in, you're always supposed to hold the base of the plug, or if you're taking it out, you're always supposed to hold the base of it and not the cord. And that's like a normal thing that every parent tells their children, just so they're safe. But I became terrified that I would get electrocuted. So I'd be very, very careful when plugging things in. If I saw a spark, I would be like, ah! If I was trying to put it in and I saw a spark, I would just have my parents do it. So another really weird fear I had for a very long time was the fear of eyeballs. So when I was younger, my mom used to tell me, don't jump on that thing or you'll knock your eye out. And of course, like any mom would say that, you'll knock your eye out, but I literally thought that your eye would come out. Like if I hit my eye on something, it would come out. And I was so confused for a long time because my mom would say stuff like, if you play with that thing, you'll knock your eye out. And I literally thought it would come out. And I remember one day I asked my mom, what do you mean when you say it'll knock my eye out? If I was landing on my eye, wouldn't it push it in? She's like, oh honey, it's just an idiom. All I mean is that you'll go blind. And I was like, oh mom, you have no idea how confused and scared I was for so long because of that saying. But because of this fear, just the thought of eyeballs would just freak me out. Just the idea that there is a squishy ball floating around in my eye sockets, and at any time it could just fall out. This even led to me having nightmares. Guys, I had nightmares about eyeballs, and the nightmares were really bizarre too. Do you remember that show Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide that was on for like us 90s kids? It was on Nickelodeon, and I remember having this dream that was so strange, where it was the characters from Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, but they were holding eyeballs in the stream, and they were like dancing to a song about eyeballs. And there was like this psychedelic background, and they were just standing there, like squishing those eyeballs and dancing around, and I was like, what is going on? I also had a really creepy dream where I was in my parents' bedroom in my old house, and there was a butterfly in the room. So I followed the butterfly out through the house and to the front door, and when I got to the front door, I think I was like about to catch the butterfly, and then my eyeball just fell out. And I remember as a child finding this book called Even More Parts. I didn't know this at the time, but it was actually a book in a series about idioms. And in this third installment of the series, it was about a boy who was hearing his parents say all sorts of idioms, but he thought that they were literally going to come true. And that obviously made me smile so much because that was me. Like, that was totally me as a child. For example, in the book, his parents say something about she's gonna cry her lungs out about his baby sister, and then he's thinking like, oh, she's gonna literally cry her lungs out. Her lungs are gonna come out of her mouth, and there's like an animation of, not animation, it's not Harry Potter. There's like a cartoon of that next to it, an illustration. And just thinking about that book makes me laugh so hard, because it was me as a child, like basically me. So this is where we get to the weirder fears that I had. This is actually really embarrassing to admit, but I had a fear of pooping. And this wasn't just as a toddler when I was potty training. This carried on well into my childhood. So I had a very uncomfortable childhood because of that. I eventually did get over it, but I have a hard time believing my digestive problems weren't somewhat influenced by that period of time. My next fear, once again, started out as a normal childhood fear and stayed far too long. I had a fear of the dark. However, it wasn't just I'm afraid of the dark, let's use a nightlight. Even with a nightlight, I was still afraid. And I slept with my parents for quite a while because I was so scared of the dark. And I hated sleepovers because I was scared of the dark. I hated being alone at night because I thought I could see things in the dark and it freaked me out. It was just my mind playing tricks on me, I'm sure. I do not believe in ghosts, but I definitely did back then, and it freaked me out. So that's another thing. I was definitely afraid of ghosts, but that was not excessive. I would say that was just normal childhood. So this is the last fear I'm going to say today, and this fear was a huge indication of my social anxiety as a child, but no one picked up on it because, well, I didn't tell anyone, but I had a terrible fear of saying someone's name. And it's crazy, right? Because people tell you their name and then you're supposed to call them that. It's respectful. But even with my best, closest friends who I had known for years, I was terrified because in the back of my mind, or sometimes in the front of my mind, I kept thinking, what if I say the wrong name? And apparently for a young cat, that was the worst possible scenario in every case. And even when I'd go up to like a teacher, it'd be like the end of the year, I'd still be going up to the teacher, I wouldn't say anything. I'd go up to the teacher and I would just stand there. And then oftentimes they would like turn and they'd see me and be like, oh, you surprised me. And it's because I didn't know how to get their attention. I couldn't say their name. What if it was the wrong one? What if I accidentally said mom? That would be so embarrassing. Kids would ridicule me for years. Yeah, names are just terrifying things, guys. Anyway, that's all I got, guys. Thank you for watching this fun video. I just wanted to take a moment to laugh about those past anxieties because even when they were terrifying in the moment, a lot of times I find that people can look back, even at like OCD and anxiety disorders, you can look back at your anxiety and be like, okay, I guess it was kind of silly for me to be anxious about that. And that's totally normal. I say it all the time, OCD is weird and excessive anxiety is weird. Sometimes we have some pretty weird fears, and that's totally okay. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, please let me know. Leave a like, leave a comment, and hopefully I'll think of some more funny anxiety childhood things that I did, and I can put those in a new video if you enjoyed this one. So definitely let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it made you smile. I have a few announcements. First of all, I'll be going to OCDCon next week. Expect videos from OCDCon. Hopefully next week, possibly not. We'll see. Second thing, I was thinking about doing a live stream. So I have this canvas. It has a bunch of cats on it, and I would like to paint the canvas. However, I'd love to find a way for you guys to be more involved with painting the canvas because it's probably going to go up here on this wall. So if you guys are interested in me doing a sort of art painting live stream where you guys can give me feedback on the painting and tell me what to paint and what colors to use and whatnot, let me know about that because I would love to do something like that and play with Google Hangouts because the OCD support group Google Hangout is still a go. We're still going to be doing that. Not sure when, but I'd like to play around with Google Hangouts a little more before I start hosting my own Google Hangouts. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you have some feedback for me in the comments because you know I love reading your comments. I don't get to answer them all, but I love reading them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye! Was that weird? Was the kiss weird? I don't know. Bye!